In this video, I'm going to show you how to pick a high interest bank account. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. If we haven't met before, my name's Angela. I'm your money messenger. On this channel, you're going to learn about all things money related. I'm sharing with you some of my knowledge from my 20-year financial planning career. In my career, I've helped other financial planners to create strategies for their clients to repay debt, save money, and get wealthier. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to pick a high interest bank account and what to look for. A high interest bank account is a regular bank account, but it is just as the name says, it pays you a higher rate of interest than a standard bank account. Usually it might be an online only bank account. It might not have an ATM access to it, which essentially means the bank holds your money for longer because it's a savings account, which means the bank uses your money for longer, which is why the banks will then pay you a higher rate of interest. A high interest bank account can be a great way of just trying to get a little bit more interest on your savings. You're not going to get wealthy by using a high interest bank account. It's not going to change the color of your day dramatically. However, if your money will be sitting in a bank account anyway because it's for your savings and it's not the money you want to invest for long term, your savings will usually be shorter term, then a high interest bank account can be a great way of just getting a little bit more bang for your buck. Because we're in such a low interest rate environment at the moment, you're going to earn not a lot from a high interest bank account, but it will be more than a regular bank account, which might pay you 0.01% of nothing from the bank. A high interest bank account might pay you 0.1% or 0.35% or 1.5% for a bonus period. So it can be a great way of just getting a little bit more earnings on your bank account balance. That will be sitting there regardless anyway, so you may as well get a little bit more bang for your buck. So let's have a look online and see what we can find today. So what I want you to do is open up Google and type in high interest account and enter. There's a whole bunch on there. Obviously, these ones at the top here are ones that people have paid for paid advertising, so that's why they're at the top. But otherwise, there's some really common ones there, or perhaps ones that I've even Googled in the past. That's why they're popping up. So I find some of these comparison websites to be pretty good. I particularly like Finder. If you can't find it when you're scrolling down, then type in high interest account Finder and it will find this website. I like this one because, don't worry about most of the information here, but you can scroll down and see a whole bunch of them here. But the beauty is that we can come up here and click on standard variable rate and we can put it in interest rate order. Now I'm going to click on that a couple of times just to make sure I've got the highest one at the top and then we're going down lowest. So you'll notice here you've got the maximum variable rate, standard variable rate and some bonus interest rates. High interest bank accounts can have a whole bunch of terms and conditions, and depending on how much money you put in them each month, depending on how many transactions you make each month, they'll pay you a higher rate of interest. Now, that depends on what your needs are. If you're looking for an everyday bank account that you can transact and put your savings in there and pay bills and whatnot, that's going to be different to when I think of a high interest account. It's more an account I have on the side that I put my savings in there, the money that I don't want to be spending, to get it away from eyesight and away from my everyday bank account, so that helps me to save more money. So for me, when I'm talking about a high interest bank account, I want one that's going to pay me a higher rate of interest, but doesn't have a lot of terms and conditions in terms of how much I have to deposit or how many transactions I have to make. So if we just scroll down here and have a little look, you've got Citibank here, Online Saver, is currently paying you 0.35%. It will pay you some bonus money if you read the fine print here. Introductory rate of return 1.1% for 4 months only. Then it reverts to 0.35%. Now, 0.35% is actually pretty good for a high interest bank account in today's current rate environment, being very low, but are there better ones? Remember, we've already put this in order here to see what the normal everyday interest rate is from best to worst. So Citibank will be paying you the highest in this comparison that we're doing. But what about these bonus rates? What do they mean? If you scroll down, you'll see here that other banks are actually paying high interest rates for bonus rates. Rabobank here is paying 1.35% for the first 4 months only, and then reverts to 0.25%, which is lower than the Citibank one. No deposit or withdrawal conditions. That's great in my eyes. Also, same with the Citibank one. I've checked this one out and it doesn't have any restrictions as to how much you withdraw or how much you have to put in there. Otherwise, it would say that here. Scrolling down, we can see Virgin Money is only paying 0.1%, which is not a lot really, and it's lower than the other two that we saw. paying some bonus rate. But there is a term and condition here. It will only pay you the ongoing rate, 0.65, every month that you make at least one deposit of any amount and no more than one withdrawal. This is still pretty good because you're going to be saving money. You probably will be putting money in there every week or every fortnight whenever you're paid. That's how you save well. Every time you get paid, you save first and then you spend. So actually, if you're going to get that higher rate of return, then the Virgin Money one looks pretty good actually. Keep scrolling down. Some of these accounts have terms, as in who are they for. They might be targeting younger people that they want to help them with their savings. So you just need to make sure it's not an account that has some restrictions in terms of age. This one here, for example, is 25 years and older. Great bonus rate here, really high. However, that's only for the first 3 months. We can see in the fine print, plus some bonus, great, if the criteria is met. The criteria is you need to be at least 25 years or older and deposit at least $2,000 per month, and also have a Virgin Money Go transaction account and make 5 transactions per month. So this is targeting people that want to use the Virgin Money accounts as their everyday accounts for their buying and selling and paying bills and whatnot. So if you're going to meet those terms and conditions, great, you're going to get a whole bunch more interest here. However, like I said before, ain't nobody got time for a lot of these terms and conditions, quite frankly. To me, I know I use my normal NAB boring bank account as my transaction account. I know it doesn't earn me any interest. Who cares? It's my transaction account. Money's coming in and going out of it all the time. Quite often there's not much in it except a few $100s here and there after I've bought and sold and done what I need to do for the month. So I'm not really concerned about all these terms and conditions. When I'm looking for a high interest bank account, it's because I want to put my savings in there once a month when I pay myself, or once a fortnight, or whatever you're paid. It's very simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't worry about overcomplicating things. So for me, I'm not really interested in all these terms and conditions. Even though I might get some higher interest rate, I really don't have time to stuff around with all this, quite frankly. Same with these ones. In my state bank, you know, it's got these terms and conditions here. If you're looking for higher interest rate and you can meet these terms and conditions, go for gold, use these. But for me, I'm just looking for an account that I can just stick some money into and not have to worry about so much with these terms and conditions. This one here as well, lots of terms and conditions, great interest rate, huge. But again, check the terms and conditions, only for 14 to 24-year-olds. Plus you have to have a linked transaction account, make 5 eligible transactions per month, blah, 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 blah. So for me, when I look at this, just as a nice, simple, put money into it, online saving account, I like the Citibank one because it's got a fairly high rate of 0.35%. Ongoing, has a lot more for the initial upfront for 4 months, but afterwards it's pretty good, 0.35 in this current interest rate environment. But I also like this Virgin Money one because we've just seen there, you only have to make at least one deposit. And it's asking you not to make more than one withdrawal. You shouldn't really be withdrawing from your savings anyway, because the point is that we're trying to increase your savings with a high interest bank account. So actually the Virgin Money one is brilliant because you're going to get that 0.65% as long as you make one deposit. Why wouldn't you be able to meet that? If for any reason not, then the Citibank one I like because it has the normal higher standard variable rate. Now, I also know in the past I quite like a bank called ING Saver. So if you want to have a look at that one as well, ING Bank Saver. Now, I'm not recommending any of these to you because I'm not your financial advisor and I'm not giving you personal advice, but these are accounts that have been around for a long time. I know that this account is promoted by a lot of finance gurus and whatnot out there, but I just want to show you for exercise purposes how to now compare them to maybe the Citibank one or the Virgin Money one. It's called the ING Savings Maximizer. Let's have a look. Here in bold, we're saying ING says that you'll get 1.35%. Now you might think that's great, that's heaps better than the Citibank one, which is only giving us 0.35. But remember, these are the bonus rates. So they do have terms and conditions. You can already see here in the fine print on balances up to $100,000. When you hold an Orange Everyday account with that, which is their transaction account, make eligible $1,000 deposit plus 5 card purchases, blah, blah, blah. All these terms and conditions again. What I want to see is not so much their bonus rate because they all look great at 1.35%, 1.5%. What I want to see is what's their normal standard variable. What does it revert to after all the bells and whistles have gone? So you can see here, if you meet all these terms and conditions, you'll get the higher interest rate of 1.35%. However, afterwards, it drops down to 0.5%, 0.05%. Standard variable, 0.05%. That's what you're going to get if you don't meet all the terms and conditions, or that's what you're going to get after a certain period of time. You remember the Citibank one was after 4 months, and so forth. So this is a lot lower, the ING Savings Maximiser, than the Citibank one. It's also a lot lower than the Virgin Money one that we saw before as well. So ING Savings Maximiser used to be better, I think, in the past, but now if you can meet all these terms and conditions, you'll get good interest rate. If you can't, or you're not interested in fluffing around with all this because you just want a savings account to put your regular savings into, then maybe this is not the best one for you. I know UBank, a lot of people have been asking about these as well. So let's go and have a look at the UBank one. UBank. Now we're interested in their high interest account. So let's see what we can find. Here we go. Compare our savings account. You save and you spend, or just you save. Now here, straight away, whenever you see these bigger figures, you know that's the bonus one. You know that's what you're going to get either for a small period of time, a few months, or if you can meet the terms and conditions. So let's have a look. What are the terms and conditions? Here they are. Eligibility. So you have to have a you save savings account and a you spend transaction account. So again, they want you to have your savings with them, but then they also want you to open up a transaction account on the side that you're going to be doing all your spending from and whatnot, your day to day, and then they'll give you the 1.1%. Otherwise, if you don't meet all these terms and conditions, then you're only going to get the variable interest rate, the normal 0.10%, which again was lower than the Citibank one was 0.35%, and the Virgin Money one looked pretty good too. That was 0.65%, which is pretty friggin' high, as long as you're putting in one deposit per month. So the Virgin Money one does have that one small condition, but it's pretty good and pretty good for real life, because you are going to be putting in one deposit per month, aren't you? This is your savings. So that's an insight as to how I would look for a high interest bank account. There's a lot of information online, as you can see. There's some fine print and whatnot to check. Always check the terms and conditions of these. Ask the banks if you're not sure about what their offer exactly is. But at the end of the day, I just check what is the normal everyday variable rate that I'm going to get. The bonus rates are great. If you can meet those terms and conditions, great. Some of them are only for a few months anyway, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to get rich from a high interest bank account, but at least you will get a little bit extra something on your savings. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, share this video around to your friends and family. I want to get us all talking about money more in this country and around the world. It's super duper important, and often we don't talk about it enough. So there's a lot of unanswered questions for people. If you've got a question about anything that I covered today, please drop a comment in the box below. Or if you've got a question about anything money related, drop me a comment. I'm happy to do a video for you. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all next week for another video. Thanks, bye.